Have you ever done it? I'm sure we all have. You've sold something and then not long after you've thought, why did I do that? Welcome back everybody. So, yes, sure we've all done it. Going back over this past 2-3 years where I've been, collecting stuff and trying to get what I wanted and sort of finish off the collection at the same time as going through it, deciding what I didn't want and getting rid of it to pay for the stuff I have bought these past 2-3 years. Invariably, I'm sure I'm not the only one. You realise at some point I should have kept that, and that is what this video is about. Bit of a bonus episode if you like, because it just happens to be that I collected this yesterday and I haven't been able to talk about it until I've got it. Anyway, as you can see, still wrapped up. Been some time in the making. This console I should never have sold, but like I say, it was at a time I was going through stuff and I decided all this kind of stuff could go, and I needed the money to pay for whatever I was buying at the time. In subsequent times then, I've got mad into the Atari 2600, as I'm sure you're aware. So that'll probably be the point at where everybody will switch off. So goodbye. But yeah, like I say, because I got mad into the Atari, had to mention it, Craig. Sorry. That made me realise I was a mug for selling this console. So I decided I'd got to get one back. So I bought one off eBay, and it was untested. So obviously, the first thing you think, it don't work, does it? That's what any mug will put when they are being honest. So, but it was a reasonable price, so I thought I'm willing to take a chance, and if it don't work, I can get it repaired, kind of for the price that perhaps a guaranteed working one would. So I took a chance, bought it, hooked it all up. There was life in it, but unfortunately it didn't work. I was getting sound and the most vague of pictures. It was shocking. And I tried multiple TVs, and it was, it was no good in any of them. Completely unplayable. I watched a few videos on, possible causes, and I thought, well, some of that I can have a bash at myself. So, I opened it up and I did what these videos had suggested might solve the problem. Unfortunately, it didn't. So, off it went to Claire, the retro repair bear. And like I say, there is the retro repair bear seal of quality. I went and fetched this back yesterday. So I thought what I'd do is do a little video. Obviously, unfortunately, like I say, it was broke when I bought it, so I've collected a few bits for it over the months while it's been away for repair, and I've obviously never tried them because I didn't have the console. So I thought what I'd do is I'd unwrap it and we'd do a kind of a pickups, I suppose. Yippee, more pickups on this channel. But yeah, I just run through the games I've picked up and we try them, because like I say, I don't know if they work. Hopefully they do. I've cleaned them all ready. I haven't told you what it is yet. You may have guessed, but nevertheless. And incidentally, if you need anything repaired, get in touch with Claire, the Retro Repair Bear. She's on Instagram. You can contact her on Instagram. She's got a website. I think it's Retro Repair Bear. Hang on. retrorepairbear.co.uk. Try and get the glare off it. There we go. And it even got myself another little bear. But yeah, contact Claire. You contact Russ on the Retro Bears channel. I'm sure he can put you in the right direction. But she can, you know, help you out repairing or modifying anything. Just get in touch. Great service. Right, so I think the time has come. I have took some of the tape off to help. But anyway. We have oh yes, a ColecoVision. For me, this is one of the best looking consoles out there. Love it. Right, I need to hook this up now, so we'll pause. You don't want to watch some idiot plugging wires in, and we'll come back when I've sorted it out and I've set it up. So, back in a tick. Right, so we're set up. Do you need, now this is an important question, do you need something else to watch instead of Strictly Come Dancing? I certainly do. So maybe this might be worth watching. Right, back to the plot. I've set it up. So over these past few months since I bought this console, I have been buying a few games here and there. Predominantly they've been from the local shops. I think I've bought one or two online, but they've been more or less when I've seen them out and about. But obviously I've never been able to try them to see if they worked. When I initially bought the machine and found out that it kind of worked but was unplayable, like I said, through the vaguest of pictures and sound, a couple of them seem to work. So I'm hopeful. I have just, having unpacked all the console, I've got to say, Claire, if you're watching, these are so cool. It's obviously it's 3D printed with the Retro Repair Bear logo, but it's for your plug. So, you know, it goes on the prongs of the plug, so really good. Anyway, ColecoVision, a fantastic console, I've got to say. Even when I had one before, I thought it was great. You know, I never got on with the Atari before, but I did think the ColecoVision was really good. It's kind of a halfway between like a 2600 and like a Master System. Some really good stuff on there. There's loads of arcade conversions. Like I say, I'm gutted I sold it, but I had to get one back. It would have been a bargain. Now it's more or less probably what it would have cost me to buy one that definitely did work. But I've got the reassurance that I know it's been looked at, fully serviced. I've had it. It's been AV modded. It's been recapped. So I know it's all been done properly. So I've got that reassurance, which is better than buying one you don't know what's happened to it. The one I had before was AV modded, I should add. So, you know, I've basically got back what I shouldn't have sold in the first place. Now, game-wise, when I had my other one, I had about, I don't know, 15, 20 games for it. And there were a sort of a list of games I was looking for, but there were quite a few that I was never able to track down, because the ColecoVision isn't really popular in Britain. I think it's, you know, it was bigger in America. I don't know what kind of PAL release it had. I never remember seeing it in the shops. never knew anyone who had one. Like I say, never saw the games for sale. So I'm not actually sure how widely available they were in Britain. So I've now probably rebought about 15, I would say. First up, we've got Smurf. TV switch itself off. Oh, it's looking good. The single worst part of the ColecoVision is the controller. It's awful. There's nothing good about it really. The leads are too short, but primarily they're terrible to use. This is obviously the joystick. These are the fire buttons, and these are kind of the selection buttons. Smurf is actually a really good game. It's just frustrating because it's really quite difficult to do some of the jumps. It's got to be like pixel perfect. This is obviously on the Atari as well, but this obviously is, you know, technically more advanced. It's a very basic platform, as you can see. It's really good. Anyway, we're not going to play it. We're not going to play everything else. We'll be here all day. Picture's lovely, clear. If you're watching, really nice. It's lovely and crisp. I don't know if it's probably not coming through because it's on a CRT, but it is a really nice picture. So good to have it back. Right, so like I was saying, I've acquired, I think there's about 15 games again, similar to what I had before. I'm going cart only on these, purely because I haven't got the space to put the boxes, even though the boxes are quite nice. I've been trying to sort of work out a way that I could buy a few boxed ones, but I don't want to sell anything now. I'm down to what I want, so I just can't. I'm not buying stuff to keep in boxes. I want it on display, or, you know, I don't want it. So I'm going cart only. So Smurf is the first one. Next up, we've got Pepper 2. Sounds a bit funny, that one. That one's better. To be honest, I don't think I had this one before. Some of these games I've bought I didn't have before. I have managed to find a couple of the ones I always wanted and never could. This is like a Pac-Man style game crossed with kicks, where you sort of making up squares to take control of the board. Really good. So that's Pepper 2. Next up, Mousetrap. Let me know what you think about any of these. I just thought it might be quite interesting. A bit like I did with that modded Wii I got off Craig, to just go through these, you know, for the first time, and I'll put it on camera just to see what they're like, you know, first impression kind of thing. Obviously this screen, you use the numbered buttons on the controller to pick whatever you want. Mousetrap. Now I think I had this before. This is kind of like Pac-Man. I think you can you? So this is the one where you could move the doors on. Maybe not. So that, I don't know if I did have this one. I thought that was like a Pac-Man power pill. Oh dear. Anyway, that's Mousetrap. Bit of a Pac-Man clone. Next up, we've got Sub-Rock. This is a Sega game. Definitely never had this before. I only bought this a couple of weeks ago. We're looking good. Some kind of submarine. Oh yeah, here we go, look. Okay. Looks like you're in control of a periscope, shooting down what look like alien UFOs. Oh dear, they got me. Well, and again. This ain't bad actually. So you can shoot the missiles down. Where have they gone? That's not bad at all actually. Quite surprised. I thought that might be a bit naff. Right, next up, Time Pilot. Never had this one before. I know a lot of people like Time Pilot. I must be honest, I don't get on with it really. This looks quite a lot different, I've got to say. I don't know, actually. Let's shoot. Oh. Actually, this is quite good as well. Really good, actually. That's quite a surprise. Yeah, it's a small screen, but it's Time Pilot. Right, next up, now I did have this one before, and we've got Zaxxon. Obviously, another Sega arcade. Well, we're doing well so far, every game's worked. Which is a bonus on 40 plus year old cartridges. Like I say, I have cleaned them all. Now obviously if you've seen the 2600 version, it's not isometric like this. Helps when you look at the screen, doesn't it, rather than talking. I'm not crazy about isometric games, if I'm honest, generally speaking. I mean, it's pretty good really. When you look at, you know, how old the system is. Yeah, that's not bad at all, to be honest. Right, next up, I did have this one before as well, looping. Now I can't remember anything about this, aside from I think you're flying around in a little plane. I should have took off there, hang on. Here we go. I can't remember. You can shoot. I can't remember if you're supposed to. It's kind of like Time Pilot really. I can't remember if you've got a kill so many, or there appears to be a dead end. You can't get, or can you get through there? I wonder. Hang on. Can you shoot them orange bits? No. Anyway, cool little game. Not one of the best, but decent. Right, next up, now I'm sure I had this before, we've got Mr. Do. Right, we're doing well, still working. Yes, this is the one I've dug, isn't it? Yeah, kind of. Kill all these with this, possibly. Oh yes. Have a bit of that. Okay. Yeah. Quite a cool little game that is. Right, next up, Pit Stop. Obviously, it's a racer, so I had to get one. I can't honestly remember if I had this one before. I've got a feeling it was on my list and I never found it. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have this. I've never played this before. Okay, we've got to accelerate. Okay, so it kind of looks like Enduro actually. Not as good, I don't think, but first impressions. Blocking the road. Can't get past them. It's road blocking. Yeah, that's not bad. It's basic. Certainly not as good as Enduro, but not bad. The best racer on the ColecoVision is Turbo, and I had that before because I also had the expansion modules as well. Because Turbo needs the steering wheel and pedal, and I had a beautiful box one of them, and I'm gutted I sold that because that's difficult to get. Well, it's not difficult to get hold of. It's £100 plus, and I'm not paying it. Also I had the roller controller, which again, cool device, trackball controller. Not too many games for it, but again I had it. Too dear to buy it again now. This one I bought did come with the expansion module 1, which is the device for playing Atari cards. I've no idea if that works actually. I mean, I don't need it, but it kind of came with it. Anyway, next game, I definitely had this before, and we've got Carnival, which is another Sega game. It's such a fantastic console for old style arcade ports. It's working, and this is just a cool gallery shooter if you've not played it before. Kind of like Space Invaders. There we go. Like I say, very basic game, but this, honestly, this is really, really good. There is a 2600 version as well, which you probably know. Right, next up, probably, I think it was a packing game, so it's really common. One of the cheapest games you can buy on it, and it's Donkey Kong. Now, if you know anything about the 2600, the Donkey Kong port is derided. And the suspicion was that CBS, who made it, purposely made it terrible on the 2600 because they wanted their own system to look so good. Because this is a great version. You know, obviously it's not quite as good as the original, but it's damn good. It's missing a screen, I think, from memory, but a fantastic game, and it's like less than a fiver, and it's so good. Right, we've only got 4 left to go. This is one I always wanted before and could never find, and we've got Frenzy, which is the sequel to Berserk, I believe. Oh yeah, it's a bit faster than Berserk. How do you get in there then? I need to get this dude in. Off, I think. I don't know if they can kill that. Oh no, I killed myself. That's really good. Looking forward to playing that some more. Right, this is another one I always wanted and could never find, and we've got Jumpman Jr. yes, we're in business. Hashtag to start. Speed. No idea. Now I can't remember which way round it is. I'm guessing this is the earlier one. But this is a prequel, I believe, to something else, which is coming up in a second. Oh dear. I thought I'd got to collect the dots on the platforms, maybe not. I've got to collect these things. Ah, that's what I've got to collect. Ah, right, okay. Is that a rope? Oh yeah. So your basic platform, oh you bugger, platform collectathon. That's a bit nasty, isn't it? I wasn't expecting that bullet to change direction. Bugger. Oh, this looks really good. Oh yes, I'm chuffed to get that one. Fantastic. I think it's the sequel to this next game, and this is. It took me ages to track this down the first time I had the console. I eventually did, and it was my favourite game on it. And it's Miner 2049er. Like I say, I think Jumpman Jr. is the prequel to this. And this is a magnificent game. Again, you can get this on the 2600, but this version's way better. You've basically got to walk along the platforms, and you're changing the colour of them, as you can see. And you've got to basically walk on every bit of the platform. The Atari one's really slow. You can get that. That's a bit like Pac-Man. Then obviously you can touch the enemies when you've got that. Oh, just run out. Back to the start again. Just got him. See if we can get him. Yes, right. There we go. First screen done. And then you keep doing the same again, but there's slides and like these. You slide down these, so it makes it more hazardous. Fantastic game. Right, then we're on to the last one. This literally came this morning. I ordered this when I knew I was getting the console back off Jace, our good friend at Retro Games. Congo Bongo. I was desperately after this when I had it the first time, and so hard to get. So delighted. And every one we've tried has worked. 40+ year old cartridges. Better than CDs, aren't they? This is obviously a classic Sega coin-op. Kind of an isometric Donkey Kong. And you've got to make your way up the platforms while avoiding the perils. I think there's one screen missing on this as well, from memory. Missed again. But I think it never got ported to anything else, I don't think. You know, there's no definitive home port of Congo Bongo, though it is an unlockable on the Mega Drive collection on the 360 and PS3, so I've read recently. See if we can get up here. Come on, let's do this screen before we shoot it off. Right. Man, you've got to be quite near the edge for that jump. Not an easy game, but it's really good. Right, see if we can clear this jump this time. Yes. Now then. We're supposed to get past these things. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there. This video has gone on far too long. I doubt there's anybody still watching. If you got any thoughts on the ColecoVision, let me know. I'm chuffed to have it back. Amazing, every single cart works. Wasn't really expecting that. I thought we'd have one or two problems. Hopefully my 2600 module works. But what an amazing console. Like I said before, if you need any repairs doing, get in touch with Claire, the Retro Repair Bear. I'm sure she can help you out. I'll put the website in the description below if you want to click on it. But drop us a comment, thumbs up, sub even. It's free. Thanks for watching this bonus episode. Hope to see you soon. Sayonara.